Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. I'm Randi, Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad. I'll be talking today with Mendy Elliott and Karsten Heise about a new small business loan program coming up on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Big R in Sparks is located on Bering Boulevard next to Smith's and across from Reed High School. It's a 50,000 square foot hardware store and a whole lot more. It's huge, with clothing, power equipment, tools, and of course, hardware. Big R is located on Bering Boulevard in Sparks, next to Smith's and opposite Reed High School. Big R. Hardware and a whole lot more.
Love and luck are in the air at Carson Valley Inn. $1,000 winners guaranteed every drawing night. Up to $7,500 every Saturday. And $15,000 in grand prize giveaways Friday, March 31st. It's the Love and Luck giveaways at the Carson Valley Inn.
When in Carson City, Nevada Newsmakers records in the conference room at the Bank Saloon. Coverage of the 2023 legislative session is brought to you by Liberty Dental Plan, making members shine one smile at a time. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you. The Regional Transportation Commission of Washoe County, your RTC, our community. NV Energy, proudly serving Nevada, providing electricity to 2.4 million electric customers. And by Nevada Builders Alliance, building a better Nevada.
Win some Leprechaun loot during the $75,000 all-cash Go Green giveaways. More than 150 winners in all. Find your pot of gold with $15,000 in weekly cash giveaways guaranteed. And $25,000 in grand prize giveaways, including a $15,000 cash top prize. It's a good time to win at Tamarack Casino.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And welcome back to Nevada Newsmakers. I am joined today by Mendy Elliott, and I have to look at this because they have really long titles. Let's see, Mendy Elliott is the Chief Program Officer for Credit for the Nevada Battle-Born Growth Escalator, and Karsten Heise, who is the Senior Director Strategic Program and Innovation at GOED. Okay, we need to crunch those down somehow. But anyway, welcome to you both.
Thank you.
So I want to have you guys on to talk about a new credit initiative that the state started. So I'm going to read quickly. Last month, GOED announced that Nevada is the first state in the nation to launch a novel microloan program under the federal State Small Business Credit Initiative. And it's featuring newly developed financing mechanisms to strengthen community development financial institutions and lending to small businesses. So this SSBCI program was funded from the federal government, from the Department of Treasury, and Nevada received roughly $113 million. And you have a $35 million tranche, the first round of money of $35 million. So I understand there's 5 programs that you're providing loans to small businesses. So can one of you explain the 5 programs?
Yes, I'll just give a brief introduction of what the programs are.
Okay.
So one thing that I would like to really point out, the SSBCI program, that's sort of the acronym of the State Small Business Credit Initiative, is not a new program. So we have run this program since 2010, 2011. First time around, it was funded as a reaction to the at that time we had the financial crisis. Banks were not lending, the credit markets froze, and the Obama administration and Congress passed a 2010 Jobs Act. And in 2011, states were given allocations under the SSBCI program at that time. And we had 2 programs that we ran. We ran a venture capital program, and we ran a collateral support program.
Collateral support. Okay.
Yes, a collateral support where, and many can explain that in more detail because she's been running it. But it's where we step up to make up for collateral shortfall to enable the bank to lend to a small business.
Okay.
And we have run this even beyond sunset in 2017 when SSBCI 1.0 sunset, but we continue to run the program at GOED. So this is sort of the history of it, and to put it in perspective. So two programs last time around. This time around 5. So we continue to run the collateral support program and the venture capital program. And then we are adding 3 more programs. One is 2 loan participation, that's the federal acronym again. But what it really is this is one component of that. You referred to it. It's the microloan program.
Microloans, okay.
Where microloans, again, the definition here is sort of federal definition, not the federal definition, rather, I should say. Any loans below $250,000 would classify as microloan programs under this initiative. And we are working with community development financial institutions, or short CDFIs, and they would then engage with the small business and execute the lending transaction, and then they can sell up to 80% of that loan into a refinancing facility, and that's what the microloan program is that you were referring to. And then the second loan participation program is a direct for what we call standard loans, any loans above $250,000, where the nonprofit, Nevada Better Workforce Escalator Inc., would work with a lender, with a bank normally, or credit union, and purchase a portion of a loan to a small business and put it on the nonprofit's balance sheet, usually around between 15 and 25%, depending on the loan. And then we are also going to run a CPACE program. We are the only state under SSBCI in the union that is running that program. CPACE stands for Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy. And we are working there with an outside service provider, program provider. And that will make up the 5 programs in total.
And CPACE is for energy efficient kind of things, or where you can show that you're saving energy? Okay. It's
energy efficiency and efficiency, reduction of the the carbon footprint of a small business. In addition, in Nevada, it is also water technologies, so water efficiency technology to save water.
Which is big right now, except that it won't stop snowing up north. So. So, Mendy, can you kind of explain to me, you're doing specifically the collateral loan programs, is that correct?
Collateral loans and then loan participation on the larger loans, where we're working directly with the financial institutions, the banks, the credit unions, that are trying to get loans, small business loans out to their clients, as Karsten alluded to, loans greater than $250,000. And then the banks work directly with us. We do not make direct loans, so I want to make that clear. We do not make direct loans. We work directly with the financial institutions. We're talking right now, I'm in conversation with 3 banks that are trying to get loans out to their clients for whatever purpose, and we can customize the collateral deficiency, or we can help move the credit, a portion of the credit onto our balance sheet to help free up additional capital, so that the banks have more latitudes to advance additional funds to other borrowers. So it really helps to get loans out on the collateral support side. We can shore up collateral deficiencies. It does not make a bad loan good. It makes a good loan better.
Okay.
And we're working directly with the banks and the credit unions throughout Nevada to educate them on how the program can help them help their customers.
Okay.
We're helping, hopefully, and what's unusual, we can even help nonprofits, which is, and that's where the big conversation is right now, is with on the nonprofit side of the house.
So what do you mean by collateral deficiency?
So
I'm a small business owner, and I don't know
sure.
if I have enough collateral, so yeah,
Sure.
What is that?
So, for instance, if you're a growing business and you need a revolving line of credit, sometimes there's a gap in the amount of money that you need to get access to, and the amount of your accounts receivable is less than 90 days. We actually will put cash into the bank on your behalf to help support that loan, and rather than the normal advance rate on accounts receivables is 65% for accounts receivable less than 90 days. Because we're putting actual cash into the bank on your behalf, we can take that advance rate up to 100% of accounts receivable less than 90 days. So for a really rapidly growing company, that can help them grow, help them buy product, help them hire employees, help them grow their business quicker and not have the constraints of the capital that they have working. works really well with construction companies, works well with doctors, just because of the accounts receivable, waiting for insurance companies to pay them, waiting for property owners to pay them if they're building, if they're working in the casino industry. It works well for growing companies.
Okay, cool. We're going to take a quick break and go into this a little bit more. We'll be right back after this.
The Do It Right guys at Nevada Heating have one mission. Your furnace breaks down today, we fix it today. Why freeze for days while your furnace is down when Nevada Heating can get the job done today and you can get warm again? For nearly 50 years, locally owned Nevada Heating has been getting the job done right. Call today at 323-5585 and we'll fix it today. That's 323-5585 or online at nevadaheating.com.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And we're back on Nevada Newsmakers with Mendy Elliott and Karsten Heise, and I'm not going to go through their titles again, it's way too long. So, Mendy, we were talking about how this program essentially helps kind of shore up the collateral for a small business. So what is the process for a business to actually apply for one of these loans?
I think that's a great question. So they work directly with their bank.
Okay.
And the bank will determine, I just had a conversation with the bank yesterday, and we walked through who the customer was, what the customer needs were, and kind of walk through what the products that we have and how we can help them get to a yes. And so we work directly with the commercial loan officer or their banker, and we will determine is it collateral support that they need, is a loan participation that they need. For instance, this one borrower, it's a brand new business, and they both had experience. The new owners have a lot of experience, but the bank, because they don't have experience in that particular business, but they still need revenue, we sent them to the Nevada Micro Loan Fund to get started. And then the banker will continue to work with them, and as soon as they have the experience that they need, then they'll probably graduate to either a collateral support or loan participation based on what they need. This also will help if a borrower is looking for a 504 loan that they're actually going to do construction, build an office building or build something new. This will provide some gap funding during the construction phase before the SBA funds the bank. It's called, and once there's a time period where the bank has exposure, so in order for the bank to get to yes, we will fund a portion of the construction phase. So there's a lot of variables. We're really nimble as how the program works. We're not set in stone to what we can do and what we can't do. We really will work with the bank and try to customize based on what the needs of both the bank and the client are, the customer are. So that's one thing that's I think is kind of fun with this program, is that we can work directly with the bank to determine how do we get to yes.
Okay. And these are federal tax dollars. These are not Nevada taxpayer dollars, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
This is all federal money that came in through the CARES Act.
Okay.
So Nevada received an allocation of funds based on a formula. And so we wrote a grant, and that's where the five different types of programs. And probably we always envisioned that that this program would go from a startup business to, if they needed venture capital, which Karsten can talk a lot about, the VC fund, and then the lending portion. So it really can serve the borrower, the total continuity of a business. And we also work with the Small Business Administration that, depending on what the borrower needs, an SBA loan might be the best, and that's where the bank really comes in to help determine what is in the best interest of that business.
Okay, so explain a little bit about the venture program, because that's kind of exciting. I mean, Nevada's really kind of come a long way in venture capital the last few years.
No, absolutely. So thank you for that opportunity to prompt this, because venture capital is really not only a growth industry, but in this state we are sort of lagging a little bit behind. And this is a sort of a great opportunity through this program, sort of to nurture other venture capital programs, seed funds, to come alongside us. Because contrast to what Mendy was just describing on the credit side, where we work with banks, where banks approach us. Here we are actually investing directly. So we work directly with the small business. Now I have to say, venture capital is a unique beast. So when I talk small business, it's not the same small business that would go to a lender. We are talking about highly scalable, predominantly technology-based companies that will, from startup phase to the various growth stages, scale up very fast. And they are the ones we are trying to invest in. Now we work directly with the startup, so that means the startup would need to approach us. We have a website which is going to be our online portal. Battleboneventure.com, that's the site, but also you can reach the venture capital program through the main SSPCI website, which is nvsmallbiz, and the biz is biz.org, and nvsmallbiz.org, all in one. And there you would upload your application. You go through a questionnaire, and I encourage every startup to use that feature that we specifically developed. Are we a fit? Because a direct investment is slightly different from the credit programs. Now, what is the same for all programs is something that we really need to stress here, and that is, this is not a grant. We're talking about federal tax dollars. So you may think this is a grant. This is not a grant. So and that's why we work with banks. We are directly we directly invest, but we always have to come in alongside the private sector. So the federal, this is in this case, the federal agency is U.S. Treasury. They require the states to set up programs where at any point in time for each individual transaction, be it a collateral support transaction or be it a venture capital transaction, the private sector comes in at least 1-for-1 with the federal dollar. But ideally, and that's the aim of the program, is to have a leverage, we call that, 10-to-1. So for each federal dollar, $10 of the private sector comes in, either through a lender or through a co-investor, that is a seed fund, a venture capital fund. So, and that's what, on the venture capital side, we are really looking for. We are looking for highly scalable technology-based businesses that, predominantly startups, that will bring alongside our investment already a lead. We call that a lead investor. So it would be, a seed fund, or it would be a venture capital fund. It can be in state or can be out of state. So we are not restricted there. We're obviously restricted that the startup has to be a Nevada startup, but the co-investor can be out of state. In fact, we would encourage that those companies seek from larger venture capital funds funding. So that means at the time when you upload your application, we will see what stage of your business you are in. As Mendy described already, we are looking at scaling up funding through the entire continuum. So usually seed stage, that's sort of fairly early stage, and then Series A we call that, and then post growth phase, and these are the different stages. And each stage depends on or will exemplified by the size of the investment round. So you cannot just come to us and say, oh, I would like some venture capital funding from you. You have to raise what we call a round. Okay. So either you raise a round of say $1 million or a round of $600,000, but we will classify where you fit, and then we will and you have to come in with a lead investor, because that is the investor that has performed the due diligence on that on that startup.
Kind of vetted that group.
Vetted that deal, and then we from our point of view, with that information, we see whether we can invest alongside, and if so, by how much. But everything goes through the portal.
Okay, very good. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
Pro Group Management specializes in providing industries with the necessary components to satisfy and exceed workers' comp requirements. Every business has unique needs and specific regulations. Pro Group Management stays ahead of the curve, providing up-to-date services to keep your industry in top form. Discover how we simplify your tasks, improve efficiency, and reduce expense to keep you moving in a positive direction. Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Early in the morning or throughout the night, professional truck drivers are on the job, serving you, safely moving freight that's crucial to our economy. From the oldest industries to our newest innovators, from the exotic to the everyday, trucks are everywhere, moving everything. Never afraid to embrace a future that makes Nevada and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And we're back on Nevada Newsmakers talking with Mendy Elliott and Karsten Heise about a small business lending program. So I want to reemphasize the website is nvsmallbiz.org. And if you click on microloans, that'll kind of get you to some of the areas. So a lot of the emphasis is providing capital to businesses that don't necessarily have access to capital. Is that correct?
That was the purpose of the microloan fund. It's to really get access to those brand new startups. The reason that we're working with the community development financial institutions is they have a lot more latitude than a bank, and so it'll help our those small businesses that they need capital. They can't figure out how to get capital, and especially we have an emphasis on socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. So we really want to help those individuals that haven't always had a good experience with credit. And so the reason that we're providing that additional collateral into the 20% of the loan is so that it helps the CDFIs, helps their collateral or their capital position, and then it also helps them get to yes. And we've made it really easy to utilize that portal. A business will go into the portal, click on it, the micro loan program, and the application, everything is done online, and we will actually match them with an interested financial institution so they don't have to shop around. Everything is done online, and the financial institutions will actually reach out to them and hopefully get to a yes.
Okay. And how many programs do you have? I mean, how many loans do you have in the process right now?
About 50.
About 50. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is an exciting thing for Nevada.
It's really exciting.
It's part of providing some good funding for some small businesses.
It's a game changer, I think, frankly, for Nevada. We haven't been able to do this before.
Okay.
So this gives us that opportunity to really leapfrog and help businesses grow.
All right. So nvsmallbiz.org microloans. And then there's the venture capital, if that's another route. But these are some exciting programs, and I thank you guys for spending some time today to explain it. I think we'll make sure and put on our website the links to your website. Any other closing arguments here?
Yeah, I would like to add one which we haven't discussed yet, and that's because it's not a credit or venture capital program, but across all programs, we're also providing support. So we are working very closely with the Small Business Development Center. And we call it, technical assistance, but it really is support. So if you need help with how to write a business plan, how to, find an accountant, how to deal with legal issues, the SBDC can help, and that's very important for very young businesses that we are trying to help here. So support goes alongside the credit or venture capital, so very important. So click support on there, takes you to the SBDC.
And we're also working really closely with Lieutenant Governor's Office of the Small Business Advocacy Office that's in the Lieutenant Governor's Office. So if you're not sure, call the Lieutenant Governor's Office, and they can help arrange credit too.
Well, good. Actually, we'll be talking to him next, so I'll make sure and bring that up. Well, thank you guys for being here today. Thank you. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Renee Summerhour, digital news anchor here at 7 at 7. Watch our streaming nonstop newscast immediately with your mobile phone. 7 at 7 is the new way for you to get every bit of local news you need in just 7 minutes. Breaking news, local neighborhood news, weather, and sports are just a click away. Reporters bring you all of what's happening in the Valley. From Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, YouTube, and more. Get every bit of local news you need from the RJ and LVRJ.com.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to CarsonCityGreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
Snorkel personnel lifts are engineered beyond the industry norm to an uncommon level of safety and durability, and with an eye towards sustainability. They're also designed to be simple to operate and maintain. Snorkel, always at the cutting edge of progress.
Thank you for watching and listening. You can watch us anytime at NevadaNewsmakers.com. Thanks again.